Thank you. So hello everybody, my name's Harry, I'm from Beverley. I've been a member of the National Rebirth Party for just over a year now actually. And I've been to multiple branch meetings, but this is my first multi-branch meeting / conference. And in between meetings I've helped out with the party, with the odd paper sale in Hessel Square with John. I've also done a few speeches at other demonstrations hosted by different groups, and sometimes as well just to get myself out there as an individual. So all of us here know that there is something very, very wrong with our country, along with the rest of the Western world. For decades now, our government has not been serving the British interests, and our votes have meant nothing. The British, along with other Europeans in their respective nations, have been brushed aside as if we are second division guests in our own countries and governments. One of my biggest concerns is our country's demographic change. People of non-British and non-European origin are allowed to serve in key positions of power, and they are voted in because there are enough immigrants from that racial or ethnic background to completely outnumber and outvote the native British voices that are running to serve in the same position. Immigrant voters dilute our voices and are likely to vote differently to what the majority of the British public want. All racial and ethnic groups are in favour of the power of their own kind, and that still applies if these groups are non-Indigenous to the host nation that they immigrate to. In 2019, there were 66 members of Parliament from a non-British background. Right now, our House of Commons contains people who have no ethnic or racial connection to our country. They are not British, and some of them are not even European. And it's very clear that they are not European, yet they have control and say of the direction that Britain should follow. These people who are not British are able to hold public office at any level and can even become head of state. The only people with British lineage and heritage should be entitled to be British citizens by birth. And only the British, aka the English, Scottish and Welsh, should be able to hold positions of power in our government. The number of ethnic minorities in England has doubled in the past 20 years between 2001 to 2021. And in that 20-year period, yearly net migration was a fraction of the numbers that we have had in just the past few years. Our current net migration was last year, or in 2023, 750,000 a year on average. And these immigrants come from countries that have much higher birth rates than our Western nations. So it won't take long for the amount of minorities to double again, and it will take a lot less than 20 years. 20 to 25% of England's population is now an immigrant, or they are from an immigrant background. The white English are already a minority in London, Birmingham, and now recently Manchester. If the rest of the country has the same type of immigration as London and Birmingham, the white British will reach minority status in the whole country within the next few decades, maybe sooner. As recently as 1961, 98% of London's population was white British, and now today the white British are a minority in their own capital. In one man's lifetime, our country's demographic has changed before our very eyes. When did the British people vote for this? Nobody wanted or asked for it. This is being done intentionally against our will. I dread to think what the country is going to look like in the next 10 to 20 years. So many British lives that have worked, sacrificed and died for this country and everything it stands for centuries. Just for it all to be given away in a matter of decades. Everything that we and our ancestors have accomplished and perfected. What was it all for? What did they die for? Did they die for a multicultural Britain? Did they die for a multi-ethnic Britain? Did they die to become a minority in their own capital and eventually also in their own country? Did they die for their governments, authorities and administrations and institutions to be controlled by a new foreign population, for cultural and demographic dispossession, and to have national power handed over to foreign sources? They thought they were, in World War II, they thought they were fighting for England, for Europe and for Christian civilization. They fought because they were told what would happen to their families and their way of life if they lost that war. The current government is too weak and corrupt to stand up for their own kind. Nobody in the cabinet would dare say that they are proud to be British. They are traitors and they need to be removed, and even arrested for lying during election time and lying while in office. The liberal governments of the West want to give everything away and always appeal to minority interests. They want to make Christianity irrelevant and make it separate from the state. You don't need to believe that there is a God to understand the importance of Christianity. We've got nearly 2,000 years of Christian heritage, and it is the fundamentals of which our democracy is built, and under which social structures are built, and of which our cultural and social morals are built. Whether you believe in God or not, Christianity has played the ultimate role of what binds our society together. This government seems to want to help everybody except their own, and our politicians have given us zero hope. The mainstream parties controlled by the ruling elite will never restore order and national pride. Every British generation has suffered hardships, turmoil, and sacrifice. Our ancestors have built for and have even given their lives for this nation, so the future generations can inherit and enjoy a prosperous and proud nation in comfort and safety. This country is no longer worthy of sacrifice. It is not the same country that our grandparents and great-grandparents fought and died for, a country that they would no longer recognise. If those British soldiers who stormed the beach and gave their life in Normandy could see the United Kingdom and the rest of Europe in the state that it is now, they would not have gone 40 yards up that beach. It sounds like we've almost given up on ourselves, our country, and our future. Are we going to accept this as the new norm? If we don't start to fight and take national action, this period of disorder and unrest will go down in history in the era in which the Western nations got invaded and conquered, not by a hostile army, but because the invaders were invited in by the corrupt politicians and the banking financial elites. They know exactly what is going on, and this is what they want for us. Britain should be controlled by a strong, patriotic nationalist government with complete authority. People that genuinely care and that will shape the future of the nation successfully with passion and vigour. We are quite obviously not happy with the way things are, but we are not motivated enough or currently courageous enough to speak out or take action, and some just simply aren't aware of the gravity of our national situation. Do not wait for somebody else to say the things that need to be said. The time will come one day when the masses will realise something is very, very wrong with our country. Be the person that you want to see speaking up, not only for yourself but for your people, and be the change you wish to see take place. We need to bring back the death penalty, and we need to bring Christianity back into our lives. We must dismantle foreign institutions. The British people should be the primary and only concern. We want our country back for ourselves. We will decide our future, and we will decide who is British and who isn't. We can all live in peace and friendship in our separate nations to avoid any domestic conflict and clashing of cultures. I urge every British person to look at themselves in the mirror and move towards greater knowledge of what you and your country can become. We will always exist, but we need to make sure that we maximise the potential of our existence. Be the example that you wish to see and follow, and be worthy of your heritage. We must remain loyal to our fathers and grandfathers, and we must also remain loyal to ourselves and loyal to our vision of Britain in Europe that we all share. And please do not let anybody try to silence or intimidate you out of stating your opinions and stating your own beliefs and what you want for your country. These things cannot be taught. You can only find it within yourself. Britain will not go gently into that fatal good night, and we will not disappear quietly into the ashes. Never lose hope. Don't lose your smile. Always express gratitude to our past and current heroes and those who continue to contribute to our incredible nation. Stay united, and together we will face our new and uncertain future. And remember, England and Britain forever. Thank you.